Heyo,
Hi, everybody.
it's Dale here.
And Leanne Scott from Move Therapies in Osoyoos, British Columbia, Canada.
Today we're all here to talk about some a new learn for us at Move Therapies. We thought that we had explained this to one of our clients, and obviously we missed the boat.
Yep. We're on here to try to clear up something that we missed. It's our fault.
Totally. We had a client that had a session booked with us for an existing problem that she's had for a while.
Yeah, it's a long-term condition. She's been seeing us for quite a while, actually. She's an old friend.
So she knows roughly what it is that
Yeah.
we've done and how we've helped her. And so she had a session booked on the Tuesday, and then I think the weekend previous, she actually broke her foot.
Yeah.
So then we got an email over the weekend saying, "Hey, Dale and Leanne, my foot got broken. I'm going to have to cancel my appointment with you next week." And we were like, "Oh no!
Oh no! Don't cancel!
Don't cancel!" So we had to move quickly and explain to her that we can help a new injury.
Yes. So when something is acute and brand new, so as an example, this broken foot, there's generally a lot of swelling, pain, significant reduction in movement. There can be numbing, there can be tingling, all sorts of different things. And that is something that this therapy can deal with and help and improve that and sort of heal quicker, taking less time and less excruciating pain to sit in, etc. So we basically wrote her and said, "No, you don't come in now.
Come in sooner. Yeah,
not later." Yes.
Actually, if we could have bumped up her appointment a little bit more.
Yeah, we probably even would have taken her Monday because I think she ended up coming in Tuesday.
That's exactly it.
So she came in. She obviously had a very large boot, and not the casts anymore, but those very large boots. She took it off. There was significant swelling, at least up to her knee, probably a little farther. Lots of bruising in the front toes because she did it on the side of her foot. That's where she broke it. It was very obvious. The biggest thing that I could tell right away is that her calf and shin were taut. The skin almost looks shiny because there's so much swelling. It almost looks like, when you stuff a sausage.
Or like a really hard balloon or something.
Yeah. So that's swelling, and that's something that will slow down the progression of healing if it just sits and continues for a long period of time.
The swelling just sort of stops anything from getting in and out of that area.
Yeah, exactly. Oxygenation, all the things. So I thought to myself, the first thing that I would like to do is see if I can reduce some of that swelling above the leg, above the injury, pardon me. We did. I worked on her for probably about 15-20 minutes in general around that area. She does have a lot of experience with us, so that was pretty easy. And it was visually noticeable. She said it right away. She said, "It doesn't even look like the same leg. I could squish the tonus and move it instead of just it being this sausage." So that was, she's a very pragmatic person, and she was like, "Well, that makes total sense. That's going to feel it already feels better, but I can see better. How by tonight and everything, that's going to be a better thing. That's better." She also noticed pain reduction right within the lesson. There was a lot of bruising, so it's sort of hard to see, but we definitely got a tiny bit of very safe mobility, more movement in the toes, because you have to remember some of the things that happen because we have the injury. Because your foot's swollen, you don't move your foot as well for a few weeks. And if you can lessen that time, the better, because you don't want to sort of unmap how your toes work. You need toes. That's why we're born with them. So that was another thing that she said, "No, I can feel like I can move my toes just a little bit more individually," so that, she recognizes that that's going to be profitable.
All those things we've seen where, like her story was, and we knew to email her back right away to say, "Come in sooner than later," because we've heard multiple stories, and we've had other clients that have had similar outcomes where the sooner that they came to see us after their injury, the more it reduces it reduces the amount of time that's needed to recover from it.
Yes. One of those clients that he's talking about is we had was a brand new client, but he was a spouse of one of our regular clients.
And she knew.
And she knows what we can do. Yeah, and she knew to send him. So his motorbike slipped and was going sort of down a hill, so it was a huge lift. He heard an injury, heard a crack
in his back,
and he was in excruciating pain. Was over the weekend. We got him in really early in the week, and in the first session, he said, "I slept that night It's the first time I've slept in 3 days. The pain reduced. He did his groupings of lessons that we do, and by the end, he's had remarkable change. He's like, I'm done.
He was walking.
Yeah.
He said, so going from hearing a crack in your back on the Friday, and then having some sessions, and then I think he was the other day we talked with him, and out going for a walk, doing a little bit of yard work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
back to life when it probably could have been weeks and weeks and weeks. Well, who knows?
and weeks and weeks of just pain
not good,
and
and dumbing down the movement, because when you don't move well, you want to lessen that rehab time, for lack of a better word, as without pushing it.
Lessen the rehab time or lessen the pain time, however you want to look at it.
However you want to look at it. Another client we had was
she was having appointments again for an existing issue, and then had an accident at her work
during that time.
During the she had already booked some sessions, and then had an accident, fell, and I think she had a minor concussion. And then she didn't really tell us that it happened. And then once she let us know during her session that, I had fallen and done something, we sort of changed tactics a little bit and sort of dealing, because we do work with concussions 100%.
Yeah.
So we did some more, did some work with her on her spine and some things to help to reduce the concussion. And so pretty severe fall, hitting your head, having concussion. And so she had a couple sessions and then left here dancing.
Left here late last,
which isn't unusual. Like I don't know how many places.
I had a stroke survivor dance out of here this morning.
A stroke survivor dance out of here. She was dancing. I had to sort of like,
I know.
I know you can dance out here, but just I know you've had these things. So,
but it's a hard thing because
like
you
don't want to
like
you're excited for them, but you don't. At the same time, it's sort
of, you don't want them to push it, because if you push it, that's when things can sort of lift back up.
So. Injuries. If you've had a recent injury, if you've like broken your foot, or you've cracked your back from lifting your motorbike, or you have a pickleball injury, pickleball's on right now.
Sure is.
So if you've injured yourself recently, the sooner that you come to see us, actually, the better. It'll reduce your rehab time or the time that you're going to be spent out with pain. Yeah. So
speed the healing.
Those were like three pretty clear. Yeah. Concussion, motorbike accident, breaking your foot. So if you have like a knee injury or something, you've fallen on the ground and you've injured your arm or something like
broken things, abrupt, acute injuries, that is also something we can work with. And like we said at the beginning of the video, that's why we came on here, because we had not gotten that message across, even to people that knew us quite well. People seem to think that some of the only things we work with are long-term neurological conditions, and we do. But we also work very, very much with things that people would consider sort of that you could take some rehab for. Yeah,
just day-to-day injuries that, you're lifting something and you hurt your foot, or you hurt your leg, or you hurt your back, or you hurt your
You want to get
head.
that swelling down. You want to get you want to get movement. Keep the movement, even if it's tiny and subtle. You want to keep as much movement in the brain as possible about how things work. You want to get rid of the pain. If you can't sleep, it's a vicious cycle. So it is. You can get in as fast as you can with us after an accident, as an example. It's beneficial, really beneficial. Yeah. I think that's it.
It is.
It's Leanne Scott.
Dale Fuhr.
From Move Therapies in Osoyoos, British Columbia, Canada. And have a great weekend. Bye. It's Friday. Bye-bye.